Okay, welcome back, folks, to Dell's Ducks this week again. Matt Pannier has been excused for the night, so we're playing shorthanded tonight. And we are joined once again by head coach Bill Zaniboni. Welcome, Bill. And the Ducks' newest member, Sean Teske, born and raised in Reedsburg, Wisconsin, so a local boy. Welcome, Sean.
Thank you.
Interesting route you took to be with the Ducks. You're a local boy out of Reedsburg, but played most of your hockey with the AAA Capitals.
Yeah.
What was that like?
It was interesting. Most of the coaches actually ended up not liking me too much. But it was good hockey. Loved playing it.
Okay. Now, everybody who thinks about the Capitals, you always think about Bobby Suter. I know you never got a chance to actually play for him, but did you get to know him pretty well?
Yeah, it was a tragedy when he died, actually.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
A great American hockey legend, really, I think. Did you ever get a chance to meet him, Coach?
I have, yeah. I met him a couple times actually down at Cap Ice.
Yeah, and definitely a sad day earlier this year when he passed away, and obviously, Sean, your paths crossed, and everybody I've talked to that was a member of the Capitals. One of the former players here, Jacobson, Tyler Jacobson, also knew him very well. So a lot of ties there. Now, your first local hockey, I believe, might have been with RWD, the high school team. Did you play there as a youngster in Reedsburg?
Yeah, I played like 2 or 3 years as a youngster there.
Okay. And then you went to the Capitals to get some tougher competition, I suppose. Yeah. Came back and switched from a defenseman to a forward in high school. How was that?
It was an interesting transition, a little different, because on defense you usually get to see the play and make the play, but in offense you're just kind of floating through getting the pass from the defenseman.
Now, for Coach Zaniboni, finding out that you were actually a defenseman was a pleasant surprise. He was desperately looking for one, and things came together. It was actually a perfect situation, wasn't it, Coach?
Yeah, it was. I actually thought Coach Walby was kind of lying to me off the get-go. The only time I've seen Sean play was when he was here in high school, and he was a forward.
Right.
And I guess talking to him after we had our first phone call and talking to Coach Walby, it was something that we needed. It was an easy decision for us, with Sean being a local guy. With us needing a defenseman, with him being a veteran, there was a lot of positives to bring into our locker room. So, so far it's been a great move for us.
Right. And Coach Walby, if you're not aware, was the coach of I believe they're called the Minnesota Iron Rangers. They are a team in the Superior International Junior Hockey League, a Canadian league that includes 4 teams from northwestern Ontario, and then the Iron Rangers. They used to have a couple other teams from Wisconsin and Minnesota, an interesting league, and that was your first junior experience. What was that like?
It was interesting because I got to wear a half shield instead of a cage. That was a big deal for me.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
I liked that a lot. You could see a lot more. And hockey was a lot faster from high school. That was a big transition. A lot more physical. Yeah.
And now, when I talked to you a couple of weeks ago, and you did say that although you're a defenseman, you're more than a forward. Most of your career you played defense. You do like to move the puck, and you consider yourself an offense-minded defenseman.
Yeah.
And you've seen flashes of that already, Coach, and it seems to be working out pretty good.
Yeah, he's a guy that Sean's played in all situations for us. He's a guy that, I think the easiest thing for him, why I think the transition part worked well, is because of his skating.
Mm-hmm.
He's a very good skater, really smooth and has a nice stride, so he can get up and down the ice pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
But for us, where we needed a guy, where Sean fit in on the D-corps, but it's always nice to add elements to the rush. He's a guy that's been on a power play for us. He's killed penalties, and hopefully we just continue to grow as a team and him individually as a player.
Certainly came at an interesting point of the season. I think the 3 road games that you played, 2 at Steele County, 1 at Rochester that weekend. Maybe among the more physical games that the team has been involved in this year. And you seem to bounce off the hits pretty well. You're fine with that style of play?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, and it seemed like he fit in pretty good, as we already said, right, Coach?
Yeah, no, I think he's been a great addition. You know, it was weird because when we made the deal was finalized, I remember sitting in the office that night being pretty excited that we had, 6 defensemen. We were finally going to be able to roll, and everything was going to move forward pretty well. And our young guy back there, Lucas Smith, ended up breaking a thumb in
The
practice.
following day.
And we went back down to 5 defensemen. So it's
Yeah.
it's been a roller coaster with injuries and so forth. But when you have the veterans that we have in our back end with Hefner and Sullivan and Heim, and now you had Sean. I mean, I think we're in good shape.
Absolutely, yeah. I think you've got a pretty mobile defensive core, and the good news is I believe Smith might be within a few weeks of coming back. Time will tell, I guess.
About
But knock
2
on wood, we don't have any injuries in between.
Yeah, he's about 2 weeks out, I think, right now.
Yeah, that's good. Now let's look a bit at this past weekend. We had a couple of exhibition contests here, but the main event for the weekend is something we've been talking about for several weeks, was the Monk's Tailgate fundraiser, which was yesterday or Sunday, if you're watching this another time. It was Sunday morning / afternoon here at the Poppy Waterman Ice Arena. The first of 2 big events on the day. The other was Zaniboni's 3rd birthday party following the game.
Yeah.
But the tailgate party was, I think, it's going to grow in as years go by, but not a bad first time thing.
I thought it went really well. The people at Monks were just phenomenal. From all the support that they've given us, for them coming in here and getting everything set up and professional and just organized. I mean, they were just they're a very task-oriented group over there, and I think they came in. Everything was set up perfect. The food was delicious. And just their continued support and them wanting to grow with us as an organization is huge for us in this community. So it's exciting to have them on board this year.
Yeah, I have to echo that. I mean, it's so nice to see a sponsor that comes on board and really is kind of coming up with ideas on their own for ways to help. And clearly, it's a company in town that loves the game of hockey and wants to support it any way they can, and we're just so lucky to have them.
Yeah, no. I work with the lady named Allison over there, and she's been on the show a couple times now, and she's all for it, and Ben and those guys over there are all for it. They know that what the end result is, and it's about being a great environment for kids to use as a stepping stone in life, to help them get to the next level, whatever that may be, whether it's juniors or college, and help them grow as individuals. So they want to be a part of it. They feel good about it, and that's what we want anyone that's involved with our organization to feel.
And I did notice that several of the people that partook yesterday and enjoyed the early lunch had the last name Teske, so that was well appreciated, Sean.
Absolutely.
And unfortunately, you were playing, so you missed out on a delicious lunch.
Yeah, it's really good.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the weekend. It was mostly a chance to give people a little bit of extra ice time, maybe to work on their skills, and a time for some guys that were maybe dinged up to get a couple games off. Another local name that stood out. Well, first we got to talk about Matt Millendorf. Obviously, he had a big game on Friday, and then yesterday Tyler Artisan, another local boy, making his junior debut. Both of them successful, and both of them played quite well, I thought.
Yeah, I thought goaltending was actually very strong for us this past weekend. It was nice to see. I mean, obviously Maddie's played a little bit more than Tyler in the nets, and we knew that coming in.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, those guys kind of know where they stand, and I thought Tyler was probably nervous for the game, and I thought he did really well. I mean, you know, especially playing in front of, I'm sure, friends and family, people that know him, and you know, with this being, you know, where he grew up in high school, and those are big games for those guys. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, they want to prove that they're able to do it at the next level, and I'll tell you what, he works extremely hard throughout the week.
That's good to
And
hear.
he deserves those opportunities, and he's a great teammate, and I know the boys love him, and, you know, he's been starting to come on the road with us. He does go to school at UW Baraboo, so sometimes his classes interfere, but he's starting to come on the road and open up, and it's been a great experience for us to have him on the team.
Mhm. And Sean, I think for you, it was probably nice when you came back to see a familiar face in the locker room.
Yeah.
Obviously, you and Ernie played a couple of years together with the RWD team. You know each other very well, and I can tell, you know, when I see you guys leaving the rink together every night, it's a nice friendship, and it must be pretty cool for you to see him get his first win.
Yeah, it was. It was good for him. He needed it.
Yeah, and he made I think he got beat once and was on a rebound. Other than that, he kept a pretty clear crease, and he deserved third star in the game, which is what he got.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought he made a couple of really nice saves. He was moving around the crease well. I thought he tracked the puck very well. So, you know, it's good. It's a step in the right direction.
Okay, so back to the grind this weekend. We go on another. Actually, this is the final 3 games. I don't know if you knew this, Sean, but the team has played 17 straight road games, not including these exhibitions. But this is number 15, 16, and 17. Finally bringing an end to it. One team you're very familiar with already, the Steele County Blades. You've been in 2 games with them. You'll play against them Friday night. You do have 2 wins against them. Very close games though. Very tough team to play against. So let's just start with them. They did play you pretty close, I think, the first 2 times around, but ultimately you were able to come out on top. What do you think is the key to playing a team like that?
A team like that, you gotta play physical. Gotta shut them down. And, they just won't know what to do. And they'll shy away from hits, beat them to the pucks, and just score goals.
I think you really hit on something there. It did seem like the previous weekend when you played them twice, the physical part of the game seemed to give the Ducks an edge. Don't you think, Coach?
Yeah, I think it gave us an edge. I thought, you know, it was pretty good hockey games between both teams. And, you know, I think, you know, we're a bit older, more experienced group than they are. I think that, you know, that comes into play. I thought their goaltending was actually very good both nights. You know, it gave them chances. And, you know, we got to shut down some of their big guys. The Latin kid for sure is a guy you got to watch and know when he's on the ice. And, you know, they'll try to stretch the ice once in a while, and it's stuff we got to be aware of. But I thought all in all, our guys did a pretty good job. You know, I thought our power play got us going one night, and we kind of rolled after that to a win. I think we gave up 2 goals in the 2 games combined, so 1 each night, and that's, you know, that's a good solid team effort right there.
Absolutely. Move on to Isanti on Saturday night. Believe it or not, we're not 1 weekend in November. You're going to be done with this team.
Yeah.
Played them the first 3 games of the season. You've already been there twice. Obviously, record-wise, you know, it looks like a bit of a mismatch, but you've learned from past experience this is not a team to be taken lightly. They like to play kind of a blue-collar style that fits into the Ducks mold, and they always are pretty tough in front of the home crowd, I think.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be good, and I think, you know, if you look at it now that the season's settled in and guys are understanding systems a little bit more, I mean, you know, our games with them are tighter than they were at the beginning of the year, and you know, that's you know, credit to the Owl staff and those guys buying in over there what they're looking to do. Their goaltending usually gives them a shot to win games, you know, fairly consistently. So yeah, you can't take anyone for granted. Every 2 points is meaningful to every team right now, and you know, I think the biggest part of it is we try to tell our guys that, you know, every weekend's a playoff series for us, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So, you know, we got to make sure that we're doing our job, if we compete on a consistent basis, we should, we should give ourselves a chance to win hockey games.
Okay. Now you're playing a little bit of catch up in this one, Sean. You haven't faced this team before. Is there any specific people on the team that you go to find out stuff on other opponents and stuff like that?
I like to talk to like Half and Sully, defensive. They've been there for the last couple of years now, so they kind of know the league, know the teams.
Absolutely. Hef is a good choice. He knows everybody in this league almost as
There's a
good
lot
as
of
a coach.
video.
Yeah, he studies as much film as the coach. I think he's a real student of the game for sure.
Absolutely.
Wrap up the weekend in Hudson. It's your cross-state rival, I guess. There's a little bit of a rivalry there. They always play you tough. Again, they're a bit of an enigma this year. They're kind of a middle-of-the-pack team, but there's enough veterans on that team that have experience, in particular against us, that this is kind of a scary team to play sometimes.
Well, I think they're, guys, I think they got Gonzalez back from the North American League. They got Dennis Anderson back.
Yeah.
I mean, they get some guys that you have to be prepared to play against.
Absolutely.
And those guys log a lot of minutes for them. So, I think the last time we were up there was a 3-0 game. We beat them, and it was a tough game. I mean, they had us on the ropes the whole first period, and Sandro played really well for us in net that day, and kind of gave us the 20 minutes to get settled into it, and our guys stepped up. I remember Ben Hodder's shorthanded goal to kind of seal the deal for us. But it's a team that I think they're coached really well within their systems. They go extremely hard. They're a puck pursuit team as much as we are. I think right now their biggest thing probably that they're looking for, is a veteran goalie that they've had in the past there with Becky, and I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, they did have that exceptional goaltending last year.
Yeah, I mean that Kadecki, Makadecki was a very good goalie.
Yeah.
And big, covered a lot of net, and we split with those guys last year. And you want to talk about a team that can come on, anytime you give them an opening. That's them.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because it's cold there or what, but not a real friendly barn for the Ducks. It's been a tough place to play over the years, and there's been some disappointment there for sure. But obviously getting that first one under your belts is good, and having a guy from Reedsburg who's used to a cold rink, I would think that's going to work out pretty good. Okay, so we're looking ahead now. That'll be the end of the 17 games on the road. I believe right now, after 14, I think you might be 12-2 in this stretch. I might be more, 11-3, I think, on the road. So
Yeah.
nice stretch. If you can add a couple more wins to that, it would certainly be nice. And then the bulk of the road games would be behind you, and that's what you wanted to have. And then you can move on to the next chapter.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about to win a championship, you have to be able to adapt and win in different environments, and it's good for us to test that right away off the beginning of the year when you're still trying to learn systems and figure out where guys fit in the lineup and that kind of stuff. So for us right now, I think not that we're content in any way, but I think right now we're happy with the steps that we've taken forward.
When you play in a different rink, one that you're not used to, if the dimensions are basically the same, I'm not counting Maple Grove where you're gonna play Olympic ice there. I believe these three rinks you're gonna go to are very similar to this one as far as dimensions of ice and stuff like that. Does it take any getting used to new ice or anything, or does it just a rink is a rink?
It usually takes a little getting used to. Like a lot of different rinks have bouncier boards, less bouncy. And there's how they do the ice, whether it's soft or hard.
Okay.
Other than that, usually.
So is it just a matter of the warm-up get you through that, or does it sometimes maybe take a period or so?
For me, it usually takes a good first period, but after that, I'm good.
Okay, that's interesting. Was it the same for you when you played, Coach?
Well, my job was a little bit different.
Yeah,
right? So,
but the angles must have been, on a bigger rink, the angles would be quite different.
Yeah, actually, where I played college was on Olympic sheet,
Yeah,
and juniors actually. So it was, that was an easy transition, but going on the road, you were playing in the NHL sheets a lot, so it was, yeah, I mean, usually, you get a day of practice before getting
okay,
in the ring, so that, you kind of work out those little kinks, but I think, the biggest thing for these guys is getting off of the bus and walking in to a game, and getting ready to go, and especially with this trip that we're gonna be taking here on Friday, even though we'll be essentially located in Minnesota, those trips to each game is about 40 minutes.
yeah,
So that will be our longest on the bus,
yeah,
in that stretch, so it's, it's gonna be different, and guys have to know that they gotta prepare, maybe a little extra, or do a little more in the morning after
Yeah.
breakfast when we get out for a run and stretch and stuff, so it's, it's good for us, I mean, hopefully, our goal is to make it, back to Connecticut where we were last year, and, if we gotta take a bus and get there the day of a game, we're gonna still expect our guys to come out full force and win a hockey game, right, so, we just gotta stick together, and if guys aren't playing well, we just gotta pick them up, and someone else has to pick up the slack until they get on the gas.
very well said. Looking down the road a little bit now, after this weekend series, we'll have, I believe, a weekend off. And then you'll finally be playing in front of the home crowd, league games.
Yeah.
You did play a couple exhibitions, but finally playing for points in front of the home crowd for the first time since early September. I know, like we said, we're really looking forward to that, to getting that big stretch of road games early, but at the same time, I think we're kind of glad to be able to see that light at the end of the tunnel now. And we'll be glad to be playing on home ice for most of the season now.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be good. I think, you and I have talked about just to get guys in routine and sleeping in their own bed and
Yeah.
kind of understanding, what their day-to-day thing will be here, playing here. And, I try to keep it as close as I can, when we're on the road to I do at home. Getting up early on Saturday mornings, coming in for a stretch run, video, stuff like that, and preparing, and I make sure every guy gets up and has a breakfast on the road, and
Right.
it's just to try to keep things as close as I can. When you're a teenager, I think that makes a big difference. It takes a lot of ease off you guys, or it takes a lot of pressure off you guys, and it makes it a little bit easier to know, what they're gonna do day to day.
And Sean, I think, you really haven't had much chance to play in front of a home crowd for most of your career. So this must be kind of fun right now for you to be able to have family and friends there
I'm excited.
and get some people out there watching you.
Yep, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so I did want to mention too, we've been talking a little bit about this behind the scenes, but it's now basically official. The Ducks will be one of two hosts for the league showcase tournament. It's a big chance for every team in the league to get together. These are games that are played for points. They're important games. You're playing against the Central Division teams. I believe you'll have 3 games. And the great news is for local fans, you're going to get a chance to see the entire league, well, half of the entire league. And one weekend it's actually a Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I believe it's the 20th, 21st, 22nd, if I'm not mistaken, of December. So mark your calendar on that. If you can book Monday off of work, that'd be great. And I believe from looking today, it's going to be $15. You can watch the entire thing. And for here, it's going to be about 8 or 9 games involving 3 of them involving the Ducks and involving other teams in the league. It's a great chance for these youngsters to showcase their talents in front of hopefully a bleacher full of scouts and college people and stuff like that. And it's the high point of the season for the league, I think, other than playoffs, Coach.
Yeah, no, I think, it's always a good event, showcase, and, you get to see the other division, gives guys a different chance to kind of see where they stand, hopefully, come down to playoff time. It gets them, hopefully in front of a good amount of scouts and colleges, and I know a couple of North stop by because just where we're located.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's exciting. It's you know, how often can you just set a rink and watch junior hockey all day long? And that's I know for me it'll be a tough week or a tough 3 days for my wife and kid because I'll be here.
Oh, yeah.
And, just enjoying hockey games. I mean that's what we live for. So it's going to be exciting and for us to play at home and to be the host of this is great. You know, we want people to come to the Dells and see what we can offer.
Yeah. The other half of the games will be not that far away. They'll be in Rapids, but they'll be at the same time. So half the teams will be here, and half the teams will be in Wisconsin Rapids. The Ducks are lucky enough to get all 3 games played at the Poppy Waterman Ice Arena, as I'm sure the Rapids team is playing all their games on home ice as well. But it's like I said, it's a great chance for local fans. And Sean, I would think it's similar to those summertime tournaments where you have all the junior teams watching you, where maybe you grip the stick a little tighter. You know people are watching you. Is it a little bit nerve-wracking or is it exciting?
You just try not to think about it and go out and play the game pretty much.
Yeah.
And just hope for the best.
Yeah. So I guess that's just a little bit added sort of pressure on everybody that weekend. But it should be an exciting stretch, and really I can't stress enough, if you're a local hockey fan here in the Dells, this is a chance that you're not going to get probably for several years again. If you want to see some great junior hockey, this is the time to do it.
We have a really tough schedule.
I'm sorry?
We have a tough schedule on this.
Yeah, oh yeah, we're playing Ileana. I know we're playing Ileana.
Ileana, Worcester, and Marquette.
Yeah, 3 tough teams.
So
that's a tough division on the other side, and of course, it makes things a little bit tougher for Coach with, a little bit extra film to watch and preparation and stuff like that, but we know you love doing it, Coach.
Absolutely, game that's been marked for a while there is obviously the Marquette game, right? Just from last year, so it's anytime you can play those guys. We played Ileana to get to the finals.
Right.
I mean, that was a great series. And, we didn't have a chance to play Worcester last year, but I watched them play their first round against River Kings, who were then the Saints.
The Saints, right?
And Val does a fabulous job over there.
Yeah.
With Worcester and their guys. Their hockey players. I mean, they buy in, they work hard. They're a physical group, and I think it's gonna be great for us to get 3 really good hockey games there.
Absolutely. Yeah, certainly the Marquette, the Ileana game, a little bit more personal, in particular for returning guys on both sides. Marquette, Ileana, I'm sure just as excited to play us as we are to play them. We all have something to prove that weekend, and we're going to be doing it in front of a lot of interested spectators. So that's what more can you ask? So hopefully that'll be a great way to wrap up the first half of the season. That will take us into the Christmas break, obviously. And I guess that's all we're going to look at for now. Sean and Coach Zaniboni, good luck this weekend. Your final road trip. We're hoping for 6 points. No promises, but that's what we're out for.
Yeah.
So good luck with that, and we're looking forward to seeing you on home ice again soon. And we'll talk about those games next week here on Dells Ducks This Week, and maybe take another look at what's coming up down the road. And we'll see you all then. Thank you.